Assalaamu Alaykum friends! Today on the Ramadan craft channel we are going to make a mini Masjid Pinata. Now these pinatas aren't for breaking, but you can use them as decoration pieces on a tablescape, hang them on a door, or display them on your mantle. Let's get started. The first thing you'll need is this Masjid Pinata template. I've included a link to download it in the description box below. Print it out and cut it out along the perimeter. Next, you will need some cardboard pieces. Any box that's larger than the template will work great. Try and use what you have at home by going through your recycling bin. Here, I used 2 cereal boxes. They are just the right thickness and size for this project. Cut the box along the edge to open them up. Trace and cut the pattern on the inside of the cereal box. This will be the front of your pinata. When you're cutting out your cardboard template, make sure that your edges are nice and round. That will make attaching the cardboard strips later on a lot easier. Now, take your cereal box template, flip it over, and trace it on the other side of the cereal box. This mirror image will be the back of your pinata. When your pieces are cut, you should have 2 matching pieces, wrong sides facing together. The last part required to create our pinata skeleton are cardboard strips. This will give your pinata a 3D effect. I cut these strips from the second cereal box. They need to be about 1.5 inches in width, and this cereal box was the perfect size to create 5 equal strips. Don't you just love when that happens? Now you are ready to piece together your pinata. Gather up all the template pieces and, starting with the back template, add small strips of packing tape around the perimeter of the template. Once you've finished with that, go ahead and start attaching your strips to the back template using the tape to secure. Since our template is rounded, it will be easy to shape and form the strips around all the template curves. Check to make sure all the strips are securely attached, and then grab your top template piece. To secure this one, you will need to add tape pieces one at a time to avoid the template getting stuck in the wrong place on the opposite side. This can get a little tricky, so take your time. The cardboard is very forgiving and pliable. Finish off by adding tape to any errant spots. And hey, look at that! Our pinata is starting to take shape. Now we need to make our tissue paper fringe strips. I picked up an inexpensive variety pack from Target which had a bunch of fun colors. Once you pick out your colors, take a sheet and fold it over lengthwise. This will make it easier to cut. Take your scissors and cut out 1-inch strips from this piece. Grab your small 1-inch pieces and fold that over 1 or 2 times. Make the fringe by cutting small slits halfway up your piece. Unravel it to reveal a finished fringe strip. Do this with all the colors you've chosen for your pinata. Now that our tissue paper fringe is completed, we need to cut apart our paper masjid template to create the guides on our pinata. The one that you see here in the video is different than the one I've included in the description box because I wanted to make it easier by removing all the excess paper on the right-hand side of the template. Use your paper template pieces to create guidelines on your pinata for your fringe and colored paper. As you can see here, mine didn't exactly match up because I removed the excess paper from the minaret, so I ended up just winging it. You can forego this step altogether and make the lines wherever you want. Be creative with it and have fun! I wanted to add some colored cardstock to my pinata, so I chose this pretty green and gold foil pattern. You can use any type of colored paper you have on hand. Select the template pieces where you want the paper to go and trace the pattern on the back. It looks like I'm drawing directly on the table here, which would be disastrous considering this is Sharpie marker, but I assure you my cardstock is underneath. Now comes the fun part. We can start putting our pinata together. Glue your colored paper pieces and fringe one after the other until your piñata is completely filled up. You can overlap the fringe strips to create a fuller look. I also doubled the top strips to make the top edges opaque. Be sure and trim any overlap strips carefully to give your finished piñata definition. For the sides, glue your fringe starting from the front to the back so it's easier to trim at the end. Finish off by securing a piece of string to the back with packing tape. And you're all done! Isn't it adorable? Hang your mini Masjid Pinata on a door or use it on your mantle as decoration. My kids want to make little doors at the back and use them as mailboxes for notes and small treats to each other throughout the month of Ramadan. We really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe to our channel to stay notified of new crafts. Thank you so much for watching. Assalaamu Alaykum.